Hey everyone, it's been a while. Welcome back to Review All the Things. Today I'm going to be changing the oil on my riding lawnmower. This is a Cub Cadet, but the process is pretty much going to be the same on most models. Um, so you can apply this to most, except maybe the John Deeres that have the quick change oil change feature. But most are set up the way that I'm going to show you. And this is quick and easy. You can take care of it yourself. You don't need to pay somebody to do this. So make sure you have the right oil and an oil filter if it's time to change your oil filter. On the Cub Cadet, I have a Kohler motor, so it has you change the break-in oil after 5 hours, and then this is going to be the 50-hour oil change with the oil filter. So I'll take you guys through it. So as you can see here, I got everything set up. I actually drained the oil already, but I'll show you how you do that on this model. It has a quick valve on the oil drain, which is really nice, makes it nice and easy. And then you can see that green funnel that I got will make this job clean and easy. I don't have obviously I don't have a oil pan small enough to fit under the engine, but if you have one, you could probably get a little closer. I just took a piece of clear tubing, and most mowers will come with a short piece of clear tubing to assist with this, but I needed to get a little bit longer piece of clear tubing, and you put that on the end of the oil valve, and then all you do is, you can see that right there, is you turn it a little bit and you pull it straight out, and that will drain the oil. I'm just got to be careful. This part is screwed in like a drain bolt, so if this is a little stuck, you might start to turn this drain plug. You just want to make sure you're not turning that at the same time, because if you pull that all the way out, then the oil is going to spill out. And then I have this bendable funnel here, which will help me change the oil filter without getting oil all over the place. And I just have an old oil container waiting to receive whatever comes out. And then this is, the funnel is, I think I got this on Amazon. It's Forma funnel. There's others out there. I think this was the original. There's a lot of knockoffs. This one is made in the US, so that's why this one's a little more expensive, but I opted to get the one that was made in the USA. So we'll I've already loosened the oil filter with an oil filter wrench, and we'll just slowly open it. See and there goes the oil. And you don't want to spin this off too fast, because then the oil will just start getting everywhere. So take your time. I also warmed the engine up, so be careful if you're working on a warm engine. The oil filter is a little hot, but you want to make sure that you get all the old oil out as much as you can, and the best way to do that is on a warm engine. And the other thing you want to do is take the oil dipstick out, because it's sealed pretty well, so you want to get some air behind the oil to help push it out, just like any other liquid. And I always leave the drain plug open and then take the oil filter off, because you can see even more oil starts to come out as you allow more air to enter the oil passages, and kind of just flows out. And there's the rest of the oil. Nice clean oil change. Then I'm going to give this a few minutes to drain, and then I'll bring you back. Alright, so we got our parts ready. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know I'm a fan of factory parts. Is there other oil and oil filters out there that's just as good? Sure, but for a couple bucks more, why not just get the factory original parts and have a little better peace of mind? So I got a Kohler oil filter, I got Kohler oil going, and gonna let it finish draining a little more, and we're gonna clean everything up, and I'll show you how to install the oil filter. I already showed you how the oil drain plug works, so that's easy enough. And then we'll fill it up and we'll be done. Before we put our new oil filter back on, you want to make sure the surface is clean. Even though it looks clean, get a nice clean shop towel. Just clean off the mating surface. And then we're going to take our oil filter, take this cover off. First thing you want to do is always check your O-ring to make sure it's fully seated and that there's no damage to the seal. And then we're going to take a little bit of new oil and we're going to lubricate this seal. And this is the same if you're changing oil filter on a car, truck, motorcycle, whatever. You always lube the oil filter. On a car, you want to, where it's a little harder to see, you want to make sure the gasket doesn't get stuck to the oil filter plate, because that can happen without, you're not looking for it, and then when you start it up, you're going to have oil leaking everywhere. So we're just going to take a little bit of new oil, lube up the oil filter seal. You don't need a lot, just enough so that when it tightens down, it doesn't stick. And then we'll give this one more wipe. Let's spin this guy on. So these oil filters any oil filter only needs to be hand tight. You never use a tool, so you want it to seat, and then maybe give it a quarter turn. Every oil filter is going to have directions on how tight it should be, but it's always just hand tight. And then looks like we're pretty much drained here, so we're just going to take this plug like I showed you before, push it back in, turn it, and then we're going to pull our drain tube off. Clean that off, and then this has a little cap on it just to keep dust and dirt out of it. You want to make sure you put that back on. And then we'll pull our drain funnel, form a funnel out. Give that away so it's clean for next time. Put that off to the side, and then that's it. So that's it for draining, and that's it for changing the oil filter. Now we're just going to fill it back up with oil, and we'll call this one done. Alright, so we got our funnel in place, and we're going to add the oil. Now this engine should take about 2 quarts. I might be a little light on what I have here, but we'll find out. Just going to check it real quick. Again, take your time. You don't want to have to be draining oil back out. We're getting close. And then once we start it up, the oil filter is going to fill up and we're going to check it again. But right now we just want to see where we're at. Okay, I would say we're almost there. So we're a little above on the back side, and we're right at this hole on the bottom side. So I would say we're in the range. We're going to start it up, and then we'll check it again. Sorry if that was a bit loud. So you can see we're about, if you can see that, we're about halfway between the low and the full on the one side, and we're below on the other side. Obviously it goes in on an angle, so you're not going to get a perfect reading. I'm going to put a little bit more, so it at least gets to the full hole on one side. Now remember, you always should be checking your oil before you use the mower, so next time we use it, we'll just double check it. Probably enough. Alright, that looks good to me. You don't want to overfill it.